So this is day 2 of filming because my lash was coming off the first time I tried to film this. So let's do this all over again. So you have decided to go ahead and embrace your natural curls. Congratulations. You wash your hair, you decondition, you style, and your hair looks amazing the first day. And then within a few hours, your hair starts to look limp and frizzy, and you don't know what's going on. Let me help you and help you figure out what might be causing this frizz in your curly hair. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. My name is Christina, and on my channel we talk about all things beauty. So if you're interested in the best and most honest how-tos and reviews from a consumer's perspective, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, as well as leave any comments that you have for me down below in the comment section. In this video, I wanted to cover a couple of different things that could be causing some frizz in your hair. And when I say frizz, I just mean unnecessary frizz, because let's be completely honest, just to preface, there's no such thing as frizz-free curls. I am so sorry to say. There is such thing as functional frizz, which basically means frizz that might actually aid in whatever you're looking for in your curls. So for instance, I like functional frizz when it gives me volume. If I have some frizz on my scalp, like on the inside, and it helps poof up my hair, I like that. So what I'm trying to do today is help you guys troubleshoot and figure out why you might be frizzing up and how to decrease that. So I wanted to start off with a couple of things that you may not actually consider when it comes to your hair. Some things that may have to do with the frizz in your hair can be environmental frizz. So if you live somewhere where it's more humid, your hair is going to be reaching out into the environment, trying to pull in that moisture. And really what frizz is basically damage or breakage in your hair, or your hair needs more moisture. So to start this video off, I wanted to discuss a couple of tools and products that you can use to help minimize that frizz. Now the first product or item that I want to discuss to help minimize that frizz in your hair is actually a silk pillowcase. I have mine right here, and mine was gifted to me by today's sponsor of this video, which is Lily Silk. They were kind enough to send me a couple of great silk products, including this silk top, which is a charmeuse silk, and then this is a mulberry silk. A silk pillowcase is something that I had researched and actually bought before I got my hair permed for the very first time in 2019, because I knew that sleeping on either a silk or satin pillowcase was very important, because it minimizes the friction that is caused to your hair when you're sleeping, when you're tossing and turning in your sleep, and in turn that minimizes the breakage, which in turn minimizes the frizz in your hair. So this one is really nice because it does have, where is it? There you go. It has a hidden zipper. I couldn't even find it at first. This is nice because you just tuck your pillow in here and you zip it up. I hate when my pillows just like fly out of the pillowcase, especially with a fabric such as this. You want to avoid sleeping on a fabric such as cotton because it can be very damaging on the hair. Another product that Lily Silk sent to me that I highly recommend is a silk scrunchie. I have a ton of these laying around all over my house, my car, my purse, literally everywhere, because whenever I put my hair up, it needs to be a very gentle elastic. And the reason why this is important is because, again, this is in a layer of silk and the elastic is in there, so it's not having direct contact with my hair and it's not pulling as tight on my hair, so there's a lot less breakage. If you don't use scrunchies and you do have curly hair, I highly advise that you look into these because they're a lot more gentle on your hair and they still work really, really well. I like how tight this elastic is because I have longer hair. I need something a little tighter, but because again this is a scrunchie, it's not going to be as damaging to my hair. Thank you again to Lily Silk for providing me with these products that are super helpful, especially when reducing and minimizing frizz in curly hair girls. We really appreciate it. Now, I do want to say I prefer to style my hair in the morning. I'll wash it and style in the morning. However, it doesn't always coincide with my schedule, so sometimes I do have to wash my hair at night, and I want to make sure that the style that I did, the definition and the minimization of the frizz kind of stays intact throughout the night. So things like a silk pillowcase are super important, and also a silk bonnet or a silk scarf is super important if you want to just keep that style in place. I try my best to go at least 3 to 4 days without washing my hair and keeping the style intact. So that's why I do a lot of preventative things with a lot of preventative tools. I have one here from Grace Elia, and I really like it because it is adjustable. It has strings in here so you can tighten or loosen it as much as you need to. And I just have a black one, and I also have a gray one in my room right now. And then on the inside, you can see it's lined in satin. If you want to pineapple your hair and then put your hair into a bonnet that's lined with silk or satin, it's so helpful, and it keeps the hair from moving around a lot more. This will just like keep it on your head, and all you got to do in the morning is take it out of that pineapple, fluff it up a bit, and then you should be good to go. Another reason why I like the bonnets is because they're really good for travel as well. If you don't necessarily want to bring your pillowcase and put it onto whatever pillow you're going to be using, having the little bonnet, just putting it into your bag or your purse or whatever is super simple, and then you just chuck it on and you are good. The next thing I want to cover is washing your hair and things to do when you wash. So something that I try to implement, which I haven't been the best about, I will admit, recently, is deep conditioning your hair weekly. Every curly girl is very unique in their hair. So some people may be okay with doing a deep conditioner treatment once a week, and some people might need it more often than that. A good way to kind of tell what your hair needs is to just see how it starts to react to these deep conditioning treatments. I feel like my hair already feels a lot softer, looks a lot shinier, and just behaves a lot better when I deep condition at least once a week. So I find that that's really good for me. You can tell if you overdo it because it is possible to overhydrate your hair. Your hair can start to feel limp. It can start to kind of look like mushy almost, like you can't really get that big like bouncy curl that you want. That could also be due to buildup. However, you will want to kind of explore the idea that maybe it's over moisture or maybe it's buildup. It definitely takes some trial and error. We all know that taking care of your curly hair is not an overnight type of thing. Whenever you deep condition, it's also a good tip for if you're transitioning. So if you're going from using a lot of heat styling products, straightening your hair a ton, to embracing your natural curls. So for me, since I do have a perm, I didn't necessarily have to go through that classic transition phase where you go from trying to retrain your curls to become curly again. But so I've heard, it's very important to feed your hair that moisture because that's something that it's usually depleted of, especially if you're using a ton of heat styling products on it. I kind of vary with my deep conditioners. I like to use something that has very moisturizing ingredients in them. I will put on the screen right now a couple of ingredients, some key ones that you want to keep an eye out for when you're looking for something with a lot of moisture. Now you can put protein in your hair to help define it. I wouldn't suggest that you do that a ton. I did talk to my hairstylist about that because I was asking like what's the benefits of protein, and it is beneficial to hair. However, more often than not, you're gonna need the moisture more than you need the protein. But I will also be putting up some protein ingredients that could be helpful as well. And just like food, the higher it is on the ingredients list, the more of it will be present in the product. But the reason why you want to deep condition your hair often to prevent the frizz is because you can really restore the healthiness of your hair and really get it back to a good starting point. So you have a lot less breakage and your hair isn't looking out into the environment trying to catch that moisture because you already gave it to it. You already gave it to it? Yeah, is that right? It sounds kind of weird, but I think it's right. With my deep conditioning products, I also like to do a scalp treatment as well. And the one I've been using is this Innate Life scalp treatment for intense hydration and repair on the scalp. It kind of looks like baby food if you look at it. It's fairly runny, however, I like that texture for my scalp because it's a lot easier for me to spread it through my scalp. And this has a ton of very hydrating ingredients, a lot of good oils for the hair. Whenever I started using this product more often, I found that it just made my scalp healthier. I did not have any problems with that itchy flakiness anymore, and it was seriously a game changer. So I don't have as much damage, don't have as much breakage, so I don't have as much frizz in my hair. Alright guys, so when washing your hair, you want to make sure that you actually dry it properly. And when I'm talking about drying, I mean the type of towel you use to dry your hair. Now here I have this Diva Curl microfiber towel. It's just a travel size one, and I find it works perfectly fine for me. And the reason why you want to use a microfiber towel is because it is so much more gentle than something like a standard terry cloth towel. It can definitely cause damage and breakage, so please just chuck that or just use it on your body and then get a separate mini towel or something for your hair. If you don't want to spend money on a separate towel, you can always use a cotton t-shirt because those are definitely a lot better for the hair than a terry cloth towel. Something I like to do with my cotton t-shirts, I like to pull up my hair after I style it and get that excess moisture out. Microfiber towels also soak in a lot of water, so I can use this towel on my entire head of hair and feel like I still have room for more water. I highly suggest that you invest in a microfiber towel. I think it's most definitely worth it, and just please don't use a regular towel on your hair. It will break it and it will cause a ton of frizz. Okay, next category on the list is styling your hair. Now, styling your hair is very important because it definitely will lock in the way that your hair looks for the next few days until you wash your hair again. The first thing is you want to make sure that you have the correct amount of water in your hair as you're styling. So this is important because, again, your hair is going to work with the water that it has and the moisture that it has. So if you don't have enough and your hair can't grab at that water, then it's going to, again, look into the environment for that moisture. For me, I find that when I style my hair, having it soaking wet to the point where it's dripping is important, and that's the best way I can style my hair to get that very smooth, defined curl as well as that frizz-free curl to begin with. I like to get it really soaking wet, and then I just scrunch out that excess water after I style with my towel. Some people only need, damp hair whenever they're styling, and they get the best result that they can that way. It really is, again, trial and error. If I squeeze any water out of my hair, I start to frizz right away. So I have to make sure that it's dripping. Another very important aspect of styling your hair is using enough product. I know sometimes it can be very scary and intimidating to be using a new product or just curly products in general because it seems so excessive, the amounts that we have to use. But I would rather use more product or too much product versus too little product, because when I use too little product, one, it doesn't hold the style that I want, and two, again, it just starts to look very frizzy even on that first day. I like to use a combination of cream, mousse, and gel in my hair. The cream is usually a leave-in cream or conditioner, and it helps to just maintain the health of my hair. The mousse really gives me that definition and volume, and then the gel locks in the moisture and the style throughout a period of 2 to 4 days. So I kind of have a feel for how much I need to use of each product. It definitely, again, I'm sorry to say, is trial and error. Just try to use however much you think you need plus another little squirt. That's what I've found has been the most helpful for me. And if you're worried about your hair being crunchy, which I know a lot of people are, remember that you can scrunch out that crunch. So you can break that cast. And basically what that means is, say for instance, you're using a gel and then you let your hair dry completely and then it's just very crunchy. If you go in and you start to scrunch at it, you can break that that thickness and that hardness of the gel, and then it just gets to this point and it doesn't even look or feel like it has gel in it. So don't be afraid. It definitely is a journey, but using enough products is definitely important. The next thing after you style your hair, whether you decide to air dry or you decide to diffuse your hair, don't touch it when it's wet. Do not touch your hair until it's 100% dry. Even when my hair is about 99.99999% dry, I will not touch it until it is absolutely dry, because Again, if I scrunch out that crunch or mess with my hair, it will cause some frizz and it will make that style deplete. So it won't hold what I want it to look like. And on that note, diffusing is very important. The way that you diffuse can really make or break the frizz in your hair. I personally like to diffuse by hover diffusing and pixie diffusing. And what hover diffusing is basically is when you have your diffuser and you just hover over the hair. You never actually touch the hair. You just kind of go from section to section, hovering over it, going on the inside and hovering over those as well until your hair is completely dry. And the reason why this is helpful is because, again, you're not disturbing that curl as it's trying to form and as it's trying to dry. Pixie diffusing is very simple as well. It's basically turning on your diffuser when you have it in the section you want to dry, turning it off whenever you want to move to a new section, putting it in that new section, and then turning it back on. This will just help minimize the amount of air going all over your hair. Like whatever's already dry, you kind of just want to leave that alone. So this is really minimizing the effects of the blow dryer to areas that are already like good and done. All right guys, those were all of my tips and tricks. I hope that you found this helpful. I hope that you were able to take something from this. If you have any recommendations for me, I'm always looking for new ideas and ways to take care of my hair and get the look that I want. So please drop those in the comments down below if you have any for me. Also, if you have any questions about whatever I covered or, you know, things that I may have forgotten or missed, please leave those in the comments down below as well. I will be more than happy to help you guys out on those. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this one. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!